Hello, I'm Yutaka Watanabe, a tax accountant. Welcome to the channel. Tax Accountant Nabe solves your money problems. Today, I'll talk about accountability in tax audits. When you hear the term tax audit, many of you may feel a sudden sense of anxiety. Even if you have nothing to hide in your tax filings. It is perfectly natural to feel nervous. In this video, I'll thoroughly explain the powerful legal rights that protect us during tax audits by carefully breaking down relevant materials. Simply knowing these rights can make a huge difference in how secure you feel when facing an audit. Let's take a closer look together. First, let's consider a fundamental question. In today's world, where compliance is emphasized more than ever, why do aggressive and improper tax audits still occur? Some of you may think that's something from the past. However, this is not just a rumor. It is a real issue that is still happening in today's business environment. Section 1. The threat of harsh tax audits. Have you ever heard stories of people feeling intimidated or even frightened by auditors who suddenly appear? Imagine an auditor showing up at your office without prior notice, using a high-pressure tone and demanding, "Show me your books immediately." Even if you know you have followed all the rules, facing such aggressive behavior can make anyone feel overwhelmed. Many people experience exactly this. The existence of intimidating and aggressive tax auditors is not a thing of the past. It is an ongoing reality that continues to be observed in business setting today. This is an issue that could happen to anyone at any time. Section 2. The Revised General Tax Act as a shield. But don't lose hope. There has been a crucial legal reform designed to protect us. The Revised General Tax Act. It may sound complicated, but this law is actually one of the most powerful tools we have. In the past, tax audits were often criticized for giving too much discretion to auditors. To address this, the law was revised to ensure greater transparency and to clearly protect taxpayers' rights. While this reform may seem subtle, it functions as a hidden shield that protects us from unfair treatment. Section 3. Legal obligation of accountability. Here is the most important point you must understand: accountability. Under the revised law, accountability is not just a guideline or courtesy. It is a legal obligation imposed on all tax auditors. Specifically, auditors must clearly explain why the audit is necessary, which taxes are being examined, and what suspicions or grounds justify the audit. They are not allowed to simply say, "We need to investigate." and proceed without explanation. They have a legal duty to disclose the reasons behind their actions. This reform should fundamentally change the power balance between auditors and taxpayers. Section 4. The knowledge gap affecting all parties. Now comes the most interesting part. Even though the law has changed, there is a significant knowledge gap shared by all three parties involved. First, taxpayers. It is understandable that most people do not read tax laws in detail. However, surprisingly, even professional tax accountants sometimes fail to fully recognize this legal obligation of accountability. Even more shocking is the fact that many tax auditors themselves are unaware of this obligation. The law has been updated, but people's awareness has not caught up. Experts point out that this lack of awareness is precisely why aggressive audits still occur. When auditors themselves are unaware of their legal responsibilities, it is directly enables abuse of authority. The negative cycle unfolds in 3 steps. 1. Both taxpayers and auditors are unaware of the legal reform. 2. Neither side demands not provides proper explanations. 3. As a result, oversight disappears and aggressive audits become widespread. The problem is not a flaw in the law itself. It is this chain of ignorance that creates harsh audit conditions. Section 5. Knowledge is the strongest shield. Without knowledge, we remain vulnerable and at risk of unfair treatment. However, once you understand the law, everything changes. Even if an auditor behaves aggressively, you can calmly say, "Please wait. You have a legal obligation of accountability under the General Tax Act, correct?" If a tax auditor suddenly shows up at your office tomorrow, what would you do? Would you simply comply out of fear? Or would you assert your legal rights and demand proper explanations? The law protects only those who know it and those who use it. Never forget what you learned today, the legal obligation of accountability. It is the most reliable and powerful shield you have. Today, I talked about accountability in tax audits. For more information, please visit the page of Yutaka Watanabe, Tax Audit Office. I will continue sharing content about money, so please subscribe to the channel. Tax Accountant Nabe solves your money problems.